What is Jones Clark Funeral Home?
Jones Clark Funeral Home is a full-service funeral home that offers burial, cremation, and alternative services for deceased individuals and serving the families.
What services do you provide and what makes Jones Clark unique?
Well, I think what makes us unique are we're very personable. And, of course, the services are funeral services, which is unique in itself. But we try to be very personable. We stay in constant contact with the family throughout the whole thing, and we just try to make sure that at their most difficult time, they're comfortable and they feel good about the services that we offered.
What is the history of this business?
Well, Jones Brothers Mortuary was the original name of the business, and I believe they opened up in 1946. In 1988, December of 1988, we purchased Jones Brothers Funeral Home, renamed it to Jones Clark Funeral Home, and so the business really has been a continued business since 1946.
Death isn't always easy for families. What services do you provide to help them through these tough times?
Death is never easy for families, but we do offer aftercare, and we do offer some counseling referrals, and whatever they may need. We do have an extensive aftercare program that allows them to call us in the event that their grief is kind of taking a little longer than normal, and everybody's different. Some people, it may take a week to get through the initial death. Some people, it may take a year, but we generally say that after about a year, if you don't find that you're transitioning through it, then you should seek some type of counseling.
Do you recommend pre-planning? If so, what does that entail?
We highly recommend pre-planning because many times when a death occurs, finances is one of the main stressors when a family doesn't have the financial means to take care of the funeral. So the death itself is a stressor. Then the burden of trying to figure out how to pay for the funeral services is a stressor. So we do highly recommend pre-need. We do offer a pre-need program to where you can make payments. You can make them for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. The nice thing about our program is it doesn't matter what your health condition is. We can always accept you, and we can always allow you to make payments. Of course, you can pay the full thing. When you make payments, it's almost like a mortgage. You know, there's going to be some added interest to it. But if you make the payment, if it's paid in full, or if you go on our pre-need payment plan, if you complete the payment plan, say if you got it for a 7-year period of time, at the end of 7 years you're through paying, you never have to pay on it again. No matter what the funeral costs go up to, it's always taken care of. If you come in today and say the funeral costs $5,000, you give us $5,000, that money goes into a trust fund. That trust exists for the payment of that funeral. If you live 50 more years and that funeral now costs $15,000, that trust fund is responsible for $15,000. So that's the advantage of paying. Funerals do go up more than the cost of living. So a lot of people think that you can take that $5,000, put it in the bank, and it will grow. It will grow, but it won't keep rate with the inflation of funeral costs. So we do highly recommend pre-planning. And besides paying, though, a lot of times people pass away and the family don't know anything about their history. So it gives us a chance to get the information, and it just makes the process a lot easier.
Do you provide services for veterans?
Yes, we do. The veteran option is always a special situation for us because myself, I'm a veteran. and I am on the Veteran Service Commission, so we always do whatever we can to make sure that a veteran gets an honorable funeral.
How does one schedule an appointment for funeral arrangements, and what forms of payment do you accept?
Okay, we accept any form of payment, cash, credit cards, checks, whatever. But all you have to do is call the office, 419-225-5741, speak to Connie. Miss Connie, she'll schedule you, and we can come to your home or you can come to us. And it's a really easy process, and we make it real light because you don't have the burden of death on you. So it's pretty light process, but it is a little more difficult for me. I don't know about other funeral directors. If you come in here and you tell me that you have a certain condition that your life may end in a short period of time, that's always a little more touchy for me. But just call the office and Miss Connie will make an appointment for you.
How does one go about making special plans?
Well, first of all, you call the funeral home and make the appointment. And when you come in, we kind of go over all that. Most people go with what they call a traditional funeral where you have a wake-in. But if you have someone who wants something different, many of the things can be asked for at the time of death. But there are some things that people want, that they want their survivors to know. Like probably one of the more prevalent ones is a lot of people want to be pulled in a horse-drawn carriage. So something like that we would like to know ahead of time. So when you come in, we ask you what kind of songs you would prefer sung at your funeral. What kind of, do you want a one-day service, or do you want a traditional viewing the day before and then the funeral the day after? So sometimes people ask for doves to be released at the cemetery, balloons to be released. So those are always small things that we can easily accommodate. Now, of course, if you want a special built casket, then that request needs to be known at the time you're prearranging, because it does take time to do personalized caskets. But for the most part, all requests are handled expediently, and it always works out. Yeah.
Do you serve or support the community in other ways?
Oh, we support the community in everything. We are probably the number one minority business that donates to everything. We donate to church events, we donate to college funds, we donate to social organizations. Our giving has been extensive. And I mean, it's not something that's done out of, it's not tarrying for us. We really enjoy doing it. We like to help young people. We just give a lot, and we don't have a problem with doing it either. So,
if anyone has questions or would like additional information, how can you be reached?
Okay, you can call Jones Clark Funeral Home at 419-225-5741 and ask for myself or Miss Connie. And if you need to speak to me, if it's funeral-related information, she's not allowed to give you that information, but anything else she can handle. She'll give me the message, I'll call you back. Well,
thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you. It was very nice talking with you.
I'm Leiahnni Smith reporting for the Lima Digital Media Club. Thank you for coming on board as a sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
Well, first, thank you for asking me. It's our pleasure, really, to be able to support such an amazing club that not only helps kids learn the art and skill of digital media journalism, but also is an amazing way to be able to just spread what charities and events are going on in this community. And again, I praise the youth that want to be so involved, because if the youth aren't involved, you're going to have a dying community. And I think organizations like this are just extremely important to the future of the community. And I'm so happy. My wife and I are so happy to be able to support you guys.
What other community activities do you support?
A lot of the community activities we get involved with, we've been involved with Pickles Blues Festival. We've been very active with Art Space Lima. We really like to support the equestrian therapy. And we leave that door open to a lot of schools that want to come in, a lot of athletic booster programs, music especially. Like we're very willing to help a lot of the music boosters in this area because music is so important to us. And the Ohio Digital Media Club, is another one here, that I like to support. It's just, you have to be a community supporter. You have to be able to help and give back. It's the best thing that we can do as a local business.
Well, thank you for everything you do for this community.
Oh, well, thank you again, and you did such a good job, and I can't wait to see all the other things you do.
Thank you so much for becoming a student sponsor for this program. What are your thoughts on it?
Like I said, this is the first time I really have heard about it, and I'm really blown away. I think it's a great program, and more kids should definitely be a part of it to give them a different view on life, because most people, when they see people on TV, they just feel like they can never make it to that level, no matter what the level is. And so I think that opportunity needs to be definitely broadened.
What other community activities do you support?
Well, since we've opened, we have donated to the Neighborhood Relief Store Neighborhood Relief Thrift Store, hygiene products, Fresh and Faded to their Christmas toy drive. We also have donated to the Miss Paul Center, school supplies there. And yeah, we love to donate, and we love to give back to our community. That's definitely the focal point of why I even started a business, is to be able to financially be able to give back to the community that raised me.
Thank you for all you do for this community.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being awesome.